it's a big character. He is really the sort of poster child of the Halo series, and of course you don't want to screw this up. I've played a couple of these sort of characters that have really got a huge fan base. It's a nervous excitement. You don't want to stray too far from who he is and why he has become that sort of character and why he has a fan base. At the same time, you want to add a little bit of who you are to it, but not too much.
I'm David Monzingo. I'm from Legacy Effects. We're the company that built the Master Chief suit and a lot of the other stuff for this production. We've done a lot of Halo commercials in the past. We have a lot of involvement with the Halo universe. It's the first time we've done a Master Chief suit, but they brought us Daniel, the performer inside, who's a fantastic suit performer, and how we went about building it is we started with a cyber scan of Daniel's body. So we had a three-dimensional computer model of exactly him, and then over that we took the Microsoft provided us with the artwork that was approved for Master Chief that we used as our Bible, and we did a three-dimensional sculpt of that character over Daniel's body. And that went through a refining process of several weeks of tweaking things and making the proportions just right over his body until finally they arrived at a 3D model that everybody was happy with, was approved. And once that was done, we 3D printed, rapid prototyped all of the parts that make up the suit.
It's cool. It's heavy and it's a bit cumbersome sometimes, but it's cool when you actually get to finally put it on, because I mean, walking around at home and trying to figure out the way you're going to move and what this character kind of looks like, and trying to see things on YouTube, and then it's one of those things where as soon as you put it on, it just automatically kind of, you stand a little differently, you walk a little differently, and then you start to feel it. And then I think once the helmet goes on, it really kind of just really sets everything off, and you can see everyone's reaction to kind of being like, oh, and looking up at this character. So it's really neat.
In the design phase, we'll look at things like, particularly the Master Chief character. It's a complete fiction that doesn't exist in 3 dimensions. Like his shoulders in the game don't live in these same spots, but you look at, because we've done a lot of these suits. We've done Iron Man, we've done a lot of these kind of robotic suits that have to move, and we know, oh, you know what, if that's here, he's not going to be able to move his arm. And so we start in the design phase, starting to make like alterations, things like movement areas like the elbows, where if there's like a lot of bulky stuff, we know it's not going to allow him to move. So we will tweak the designs in the most minimal ways possible to try and keep the look true to what it's supposed to be, but also so it will function in the real world. What's funny is we just found out last week, we never were sure, it was 60?
About 60 pounds.
About 60 pounds additional on top of him. So is it everything with, I think it was 290 from
294.
294 all in with him in the suit. But he's a remarkable suit performer. He's really agile. I mean, during the fight scenes, you should see how fast this guy gets around. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that I feel like is specific to the universe is that it's not a sort of glorified version of war. It's not an adrenaline-packed like testosterone fest. It enjoys those, elements, but it's a very bittersweet world, right? There's a cost to everything. And you see that across all of the media. You see that from, the origin stories of Master Chief and the brutality of these kids go through.
It's hard to relate to a character who has known nothing but military and known nothing but service. I think one of the things is just a devotion to something that you believe in.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. If there was one thing that you wanted to leave the fans with, maybe a hope that they would kind of watch it with, or a hope for a reaction from them, what would it be?
Live action Chief.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.